Hi everyone, it's Ben here. I just wanted to take a moment to share with you something that came up for me over the last couple of days. It was almost like a reminder from spirit, or my authentic self, my inner guidance. It just reminded me of something super powerful. And it was through the help of a mentor of mine that I sort of remembered some really important bits of information, a really important principle. And I guess I'm already practicing this principle. I do it every day, but this really powerfully reminded me of the importance of it and how significant it is, you know, in the big picture of your life and how you express yourself, you know, your ability to align yourself powerfully with your authentic self, with your heartfelt presence, with a deep feeling of gratitude. And so this was a really, you know, great reminder for me. And I felt that I really had to just do a little blog on it and share with you a few things, a few powerful insights and principles that came to me as a result of this. So years ago, I was introduced to the idea that, or not the idea, but the studies that the HeartMath Institute did. Now, the HeartMath Institute, you may have heard of the HeartMath Institute before, but they did tons of studies where they use these special magnometers, these quantum field meters, to measure the electromagnetic field of the heart. So what they did is they would basically put these meters out at different distances, and they would measure the heart's field. And then they would also measure the electromagnetic field of the brain, and I'm not sure, they may have measured the field of all different parts of the body, but they focus mainly on the heart and the brain. And to their surprise, maybe not to their surprise, but to my surprise when I learned this information, what they discovered was that the heart's electromagnetic field is 5,000 times stronger than that of the brain. 5,000 times. I mean, if you think about that, that's just, it's so immense that it's almost unbelievable. Now, what does that information mean, and how is it relevant, you know, to getting up in the morning and creating that powerful intention? Well, when you think about it, as we go through our day, every day we get up, we have a certain routine, we have a certain ritual that we engage in, even if it's not a conscious ritual, even if it's an unconscious ritual we've just done, and it's just automatic now. That ritual has a certain energetic intention about it, okay? There are certain emotions that are part of that program, that conditioned program we've created through our rituals and daily practices, and that program has attached to it, it has energies attached to it, it has emotions attached to it, and those emotions are basically become the baseline or the standard for our level of feeling throughout the day. Okay, now we can go through our day and we can, you know, be in a state of fear, you know, and we're just, you know, we're feeling so stressed out about life, we're overwhelmed. And when we feel that fear, our heart's electromagnetic field is generating and broadcasting that message of, I am afraid, I am scared, you know, I'm insignificant, I'm not good enough. Or, you know, we could be feeling shame, we could be feeling angry, I hate that person, I hate myself. And that message is being broadcasted from our heart's electromagnetic field out, you know, out from our body. Even if it's only subconsciously and energetically, it's still being radiated out and it's being transmitted to the world. Now, what that does is, what they realize is that when we feel contracted, like states of fear, shame, anger, what that contracted state of being does is it contracts our energy field and makes us small. And it also affects what they call the brain and heart coherence. Okay, so when we're in stress, our brain and our heart move out of coherence. They're non-coherent, which means they're not in alignment, which means that the waves of energy you're transmitting are stressful, you know, panicky waves of energy. And that's why so often, in my workshops, when I'm working with people, I will almost, when I'm in their field of energy, I can sometimes name the emotions they're feeling just from being empathic. I can name the emotions they're feeling and feel it. It's not mine. I'm sensing their energy through my own heart field. And we can all do this, by the way. It's not just me. It's something that in my workshops that a lot of the people I work with are able to sense from each other. And it's an amazing realization to realize how much communication is going on, even unconsciously. But we can learn to tune into that when we learn these skills. But if we look at, the heart it goes out of coherence when we go into this state of stress or fear or shame, any contracted state. And there's no coherence between the brain and the heart anymore. So often what happens is we feel disconnected and disembodied. We don't want to be in our body because our body is painful because we're out of coherence and our field has been shrunken. We're in this contracted state of being. Okay, now what happens is when we somehow, through some form or another, we learn how to consciously bring ourselves, our heart's field back into coherence with our brain. So when we go into a state of gratitude and a deep feeling of love and connection, our heart transmits this amazing, field of energy, and it expands immensely. So we go from this really contracted state to being in a state of love and gratitude, and now our heart's generating this amazing coherent waves externally out from the body in all directions, and really far out, and so this state of expansion, this state of love and gratitude is transmitting feelings of connection, feelings of a deep feeling of grace, of feeling, whole and at one with yourself. And now that too can also be transmitted from that person. And if you're in that field of energy, you can feel their deep connection, their sense of love, their sense of wholeness, their sense of being healed. And that profound sense and connection and that transmission of that energy happens non-verbally, it just happens through the energy. And that's why if you watch somebody that's speaking on stage and they get really tearful and they get into a state of grace, you want to cry too, because your body is attuning to that heart's electromagnetic field. That energy is being amplified, so immensely, because when you're in a state of grace and gratitude and love, it amplifies that energy. And instead of being in this contracted state, you are now in this expansive state of awareness, this expansive state. And anyone who is sharing that electromagnetic field with you is going to feel that, and they're going to pick up on it, and they're going to sense that and feel that in themselves as well. And that's the power of love and gratitude, and of being in that expansive state and being connected to yourself, anchoring your energy in your heart center and what you're grateful for. So a practice that I engage in every day to bring myself back into this state of awareness. And every morning, I start my day with a meditation. And part of that meditation is anchoring my energy into my heart center. So I do what's called heart breathing. Okay, so I put my hand on my heart and I will repeat affirmations for myself that bring me into that state of gratitude. I say things to myself that bring me in that state of love. They bring me into that state of grace, that state of gratitude. And I feel my heart opening, and I keep breathing deeply into my heart, and I just go to that place of gratitude, that deep feeling, and I sometimes use memories that I'm deeply grateful for to anchor my energy back into that. And I'm literally consciously intending and creating that field of energy for myself, and I'm anchoring my energy in that before I start my day, so that I'm leading my day. I'm creating my day and leading my day with that powerful creative energy, that powerful force of love. And when you anchor your energy in that, it has a massive effect on your whole outlook. Your whole day can change just by bringing your awareness back to what you're deeply grateful for, opening your heart, anchoring your energy there. And this can be something that you start practicing as a daily ritual, and then eventually the more you do it, guess what happens? The neurons that fire together wire together. So when you anchor that energy in there day after day after day after day, and you practice, repetition, eventually what happens is it becomes almost automatic. So you can almost flick a switch and you can bring yourself into that state of gratitude. Because there's so many, neural pathways now, and that neural pathway is so strong, and that connection is being used so much. It's just such a powerful connection now. It doesn't take a lot of conscious effort to do it anymore. It's almost subconscious. And so this is, again, like coming back to what I was saying before, starting our day by aligning ourselves powerfully with what we're deeply grateful for, with love, the things that open our heart, with that connection to that higher part of ourselves, our most authentic selves. By connecting ourselves to that, we literally transform our relationship to ourselves, our relationship to the world, and we have the capacity to heal ourselves. We have the capacity to create healing energy and to really impact other people through that creation of that intention, that consciously intending. And so what I want you to think about is, are you consciously intending your days? Are you using those daily rituals to consciously create practices and rituals that allow you to anchor yourself powerfully in that energy? And if you're not, that's okay. This is just a reminder, because it was a big reminder for me. I just realized for the last few days, I realized that I have been doing this for a long time, and I realized how significant it is that I have been doing that, and how powerful that has been for me in my own healing journey and my own journey to reclaiming my authentic self, and how significant that is. And I wanted to share that with you because it's been such a huge thing for me, and I can't express in words how important that's been for me. And I know that if it's helped me, that it has the capacity to help you, and I want that for you as much as I want that for me. So just as a simple practice, you can put, when you start your day or when you get up in the morning, you can make a little space for yourself where you take some deep breaths into your belly, you place your hand over your heart, and you start anchoring yourself in that energy of gratitude, that energy of love, of the things that are most, that inspire you, the things that make your heart open, the moments that you're grateful for in your life. And you literally go into that experience until you feel your heart opening, until you feel like you're right there, like you're in that experience and your heart is opening. And the more you practice this, the easier it becomes, and your heart will, and again, because you're breathing into your heart as well, your hand is on your heart, so you're anchoring yourself there physically, and that'll really help bring your awareness there, because you're using your hand. It's a physical anchor, and then it's the emotional anchor of using a powerful memory where you feel deeply grateful and loving, and your heart is open, and anchoring in that space, and then breathing and anchoring and staying there until you feel that your heart start to open. And for me, one of the signs that I'm really there is that I get tears of gratitude. You get a tear or some tears of gratitude, and it'll flow, or you might feel like you want to cry. And that's perfect. That's beautiful if that happens, because that means you're fully embodying that state. And you're consciously intending that energy for your day. You're consciously saying, this is the experience that I want to create for myself today. And you bring yourself there into that state. And this, again, it gives you the ability to eventually to have a much greater power to command that state of presence, that state of deep gratitude, of heartfelt openness, of connection, of love to others. And that can be in your relationships, in your work, in any different part of your life. So I hope that really is going to help you and empower you. Please share in the comments below what you think, and what practices do you do to anchor yourself into that energy? What's your gratitude ritual? I'd really love to hear about that. And anything else you want to share, please share. I love to start a discussion about this and talk more about it. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.